Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Great to have audience participation. Bit of interaction. I think Nathan's definitely into that, so keep it coming.
Up to a point.
Welcome to Poetry in the Kitchen. It's nice to have Nathan here as our feature reader this evening. So the go here is that it's I think of it as being a salon type reading without being exactly sure what that means. But in this case, it means there's just the one feature poet. And the feedback I'm getting is that the poets love it because it is really only about them. So they're not sharing the spot with anybody else. But I also think it's great for the audience because you get a chance to get to know the person a little bit more. And following Nathan's reading, and Nathan will read for about 20 minutes, we have a Q&A. So I'll kick it off with a few questions and ask for your cell phone number and email address, and maybe buy a book or two. What did you bring along tonight, Nathan?
The latest book, that's all I have.
The latest book, which is?
The Apocalypse Awards.
The Apocalypse Awards, good title. And he walks amongst us. And lives in Ballarat, and he's come all the way over to read to us tonight. So please give a really big welcome. Great to see you all here for Nat Curnow.
Thank you, Ross. I'm glad you're home. It's good to have you back. Where do I begin? Let's start with where I grew up. I grew up in a country stone manse in a little town much smaller than this. I'm still the boy turning the handle, entering that afternoon room, pushing my back up against the wall, sun through the grain of the curtain, the ebony elephant on the mantelpiece, the Saturday paper on the floor, the pitch and swell of a passing ute, flashing a quick glint of summer. A mug too close to the table's edge, the potpourri that lost its scent. Mum hitting return at the end of the hall, typing up the latest newsletter. One moment inside a dull weekend, and the chance to feel its reach. Every object casting a slow shadow, as if stretching toward wonder, like me. The print of the Alps and the log cabin. The Jesus at the door with the lantern. The long light cord that can't be found when searching for the night's high ceiling. I am still the boy waiting quietly, as still as the vase that I will one day break. In the polish of the brown recliner chair, the father that I must not wake up. Thank you. I love the applause, thank you very much. I'm not sure we have time, so feel free to save it to the end. Thank you, thank you. My wife has delivered many babies in her time. This is called the midwife. She looks dumb on a bike. She bowls like an unco. She has to ask how to hold a racket. She wears tracksuit pants that never stay up. She blames her hips, her body type. She swings like a wimp, hits like a wuss. She runs like she's falling over. And when she aims, everyone ducks, even if they're behind her. She leaps like a turtle. She swims like a victim. She can't trust herself to float. She throws like a creature who has just discovered the basic mechanics of their arm. But she delivers babies. And sometimes a baby comes falling head first toward the ground. And then she makes that catch, that terrifying catch. She doesn't know how to drop them. Oh, this is going really well.
Yeah.
One more then.
We're all being filmed, by the way. Ken Smeaton here is actually filming Nathan tonight, so that's special as well.
One more for Ken. You know those moments when you're really stuck and you need someone to help you out, and that person comes along and you don't know them, you don't know who they are, but you got no choice. This is the stranger. It's the stranger who stayed with you when you collapsed in the street, or who paid a taxi driver to get you home, or who found you wandering disoriented at night in real danger, if not for them. You recall the stranger, not their face. You may never have known their name, only the kindness, what it meant, what you owe years after being helpless and alone. They saw your mess, I mean the whole wreck, and stepped in because you're worth it. Care had come, and care could be trusted. It's the lesser known stranger story. Once, in a cloud of concussion and blood loss, my collarbone poking out of my shirt, I received the status of little brother from somebody I'd never met. I know that person in kindness since, believing that it surrounds us. A reliable army of faces and names, all willing to step into the cost. Enlist, because everybody falls, refusing help out of shock or fear. Enlist, because when the pain kicks in, they'll need someone like you to be there. Now my stranger loomed up. He was a shadow above me, so I told him that I was fine. But he stayed because I needed help. He knew that I was still falling. Thank you.